Hi, this is Misha. We were just out with some 9mm in the range bag, and I decided to put just a few rounds through this gun here. That was the Argentinian HI Power. This is made by F.M.A.P. Rosario. And this particular one was imported by Parabellum, I believe, back in the late 80s, early 90s. Not a whole lot to say here. Just felt like shooting it. Nice gun. This is a later style production, not super late, but in the 1950s, the Argentinian government would purchase some high powers from FN. Moving through the early 60s, and then they would purchase a license to manufacture themselves, which made sense because they were also manufacturing under license FN's FAL. These early guns we often refer to today as Type 63 or Model 63 high powers. They're the earlier version. I've also seen Model 65 or Type 65. They're basically your classic late Mark I high power, military style with a lanyard loop, ring hammer. Then F.M.A.P. would update to the Type 73 or Model 73 style, going to a few more updated features such as the spur hammer. We also will have the external extractor, which appeared in the 60s, replacing the original internal one for the high power. And they would produce both of these for military and police use. It was the standard military issue sidearm. After the older 45s, the Ballester Molina and the 1927 Colt were replaced. Argentinian police would use it in very large numbers and still do to this day in some areas. And F.M.A.P. would export a large number. Chile was one potential client, and also a good number were imported into the USA in the 1980s by Arms Corps. Later, Century Arms would import quite a few, both new production guns in new condition and just surplus guns, as you know, they were surplused out. And Beli would be one of the smaller importers. This company also brought over a few Argentinian FALs and a larger number of these high powers. Now it's worth pointing out that after the license with FN ran out, F.M.A.P. would move over to the M90 or P90 version, which would lack these scallops at the front, and have some other small changes and simplifications. Still very good guns. There's also a 95 version. These would be made for commercial export, such as to the USA, and at one time they were very inexpensive high powers. These are very well made guns, much like with their FALs. They followed the FN pattern closely, using the same techniques and materials. And so you get the same everything. Still have the out-of-battery safety. Paint over phosphate finish for the military and police guns. The commercial guns could have a blued finish though. Synthetic grips for the service ones, and wood grips could be found on some of the commercial, more intended for private use guns. So yeah, I just thought we'd show this being fired. It fired very well, no issues. These are always fun guns. As with any of these high powers, you have to worry about a little bit of slide bite or hammer bite, but as long as you're not choking up too high on it, very comfortable gun. Well, we have plenty of other videos on high powers and F.M.A.P. products, so if you're interested in that, please check those out. If you like the video, please click like. Also, feel free to share your own stories about your Argentinian pistols, if you like. And if you'd like to help support us get to the range a little more often, please check out our Patreon page. This is Misha, and we'll catch you next time.